Okay, so let's get back to our Chapter 11 video lecture. We left off putting in the personal information for our new employee. They gave us their legal name. We made up the email address. We put in the home address, their birthday, social security number. Note that for security purposes, they do not show you all of the information here. However, if you click on the edit button, it will show you the full information. Once you type in all of the personal data, go ahead and click on the done button. Okay. And so I shouldn't have clicked on done just yet, but it reminded me that I put in my pay method. So I'm going to click on go back and finish because I should have just did that section. So now let's go ahead and put in we got our employment details, tax withholding, and I like that it gives you a little actually let you know that this hasn't been done. So for the payment method, go ahead and click on the start button. And now we're on page 573. Payment method will be by paper check. That's going to be your option, paper check. So go ahead and click on the save button in order to choose the payment method. And now I think that we may have entered all of our information. So I'll go ahead and click on the done button. And if need to review everything to make sure that you put in all of your data for the employee. And now we're going to turn to page 574. And it says one down, meaning that you put in your data for this first employee. So go ahead and click on the done button and then choose continue setup. And then choose continue setup. Okay. So if you scroll down, we are not going to, well, we don't want to rate the service right now. Of course, we're not going to connect to a bank account, although you will have the option for an actual company. So we can go to the where it says let's handle your taxes. We'll get click so let's handle your taxes. Let's take a look at those tabs. And there's a section about a workers' comp policy. That's on page 574. So let's click start there. And of course, we're not going to actually pay for this. So let's see. So go ahead and click here where it says I'm already covered. So we chose the workers' comp, then choose the option here where it says I'm already covered. Okay, and that will take care of our workers' compensation information. So now we're under the setup task. And look at these different check marks. So let's make sure. I'm looking at page 574. And again, things are a little different because once again, this is based upon 2021. We're now in 2023. So there's a check mark next to the workers' comp. There's a section about your business information, which I don't even see that in this section anymore. You're ready to pay your team. Let's click to see what's left there. I'm going to click on that one task left. There we go. So let's see what's left. And what's left is connected to your bank account. And we're not going to connect to a bank account, so we're okay with that one. Let's handle your tax. Let's see what's left there. Under there, connect to the bank. We're not doing that. Enter your tax information. So go ahead and click where it says enter your tax information. And let's see if we complete all this section. We have our legal name, our company name. We're actually okay with this. I'll click on the next button. Now it's going to the federal taxes. All right, it's going to the federal taxes. We got to put in our EIN number. And let's see. I know I saw that information. They're kind of going a little bit out of order. So let's go to page 576 to get the employer identification number. That's on page 576. That number is going to be 86 23 11222. Again, 86 23 11222. So which payroll tax form do you use? That's going to be the 941 each quarter. That's going to be the payroll tax. How often do you pay your taxes? That's going to be quarterly. All right. So put in your EIN number. Payroll tax form will be Form 941. That's the tax form used to pay federal income taxes. How often do you pay? That's going to be quarterly. And go ahead and click on the next button. So let's see, make sure the EIN you enter is correct. We don't really care if it's correct or not. We're just not really doing it. So go ahead and click on proceed anyway. Meaning that we're trusting that EIN number. So now for the withholdings, for Arizona, you can turn to page 577. The withholding is going to be monthly. The unemployment insurance, the account number. Now, the account number given in your textbook is 238-6123. But notice that it has to be 8 characters. So just add a 0 to that number. So again, the book says 238-6123. And again, your book is for 2021. It's been updated. Now it must be 8 numbers. So just put a 0 behind that. When it says, do you know your unemployment insurance rate? We're going to say no and just use 2% for now. Then for the job training tax rate, that's going to be 0. And for the SUI special assessment rate, that's also going to be 0. And now click on the done button. Okay, so we're kind of working backwards because on page 576, they told us to actually pay the employee. However, we hadn't really entered all of our payroll information yet. So I didn't want to pay the employee before we put in all of that information. So now I'm going back to page 575 to do an actual paycheck. So now click on payroll, then choose employees. And now in the top right hand corner, click where it says to run payroll. Again, click where it says to run payroll. And that should come up. No, not McAfee. Go away. Okay. So Bruce did work 8 hours a day for 5 days for a total of 40 hours. The gross pay is going to be $600. Okay. So that information is all in. So click where it says preview payroll in the bottom right hand corner to look at the net pay amount. So where it says chart of account, this is the account we're going to pay Bruce out of. Go ahead and choose your checking account. Okay. And you see that the net pay is $409.52. That's different than the net pay on page 575. And that's because the tax rates have changed. from 2021 to now in 2023. So go ahead and click where it says to preview the payroll details so you can see the different type of taxes that are being withheld from this employee's earning. It also shows the taxes that are being paid by the employer as well. It shows the gross pay amount, the deduction from gross pay to compute the net pay amount for the employee. So click to close out of there and go ahead and click in the bottom right hand corner where it says to submit payroll. Okay? And that allows you to show the actual information for that employee. We are not going to print out the actual check, but the actual check number is going to be 1118. Again, the actual check number is going to be 1118 would be the actual check number. Once you put the actual check number in, if you wanted to, you could take a print, look at the paycheck stub. I'm not going to do that right now. We did that a little bit earlier. And go ahead and click on the close button. Okay? So when it asks you about pay off your to-do list, you can click on the no thanks button for now. Okay? And we're now going to update our chart of accounts because once we did all of this work, there were some new accounts added to our chart of accounts. All right. So now we're on page 577. So I'm going to go to my chart of account and just click on the edit button in order to add these account numbers on page 577 to my chart account. So we're going to begin with the payroll liabilities. That account number should be 212. The Arizona income tax, 214. The Arizona unemployment tax, 216. The federal taxes, 220. The federal unemployment tax account number is going to be 222. We're going to skip down to the expenses and we're looking for our payroll expenses. Payroll expenses, there they go. Payroll expenses, that account number is going to be 801. Taxes is going to be 803. And then for wages, that account number is going to be 805. So put in those appropriate account numbers for your chart of account and go and click on the save button. Okay, so let's take a look at our prescription right now, or our subscription, not prescription, our subscription. So if I go to the gear button and I go up under accounting and settings, or either I can skip it right, go to it. I'll go to accounting settings. And I'm then going to click on billings and subscriptions. It'll show us billings and subscriptions. It will show us that we're currently using. Okay, so actually they've moved the location. All right, I know I saw that earlier. So I'll come out of here. I'll go back to my gear button. And it's right here, subscription and billing. So we just click there. And it'll show us that we're currently using the QuickBooks Online Payroll Core, but of course we're using the trial version as of right now. And again, it looks a little different than what you see on your screen. So here the trial ends, or it'll show you the actual end date for it. All right. Okay. So I'm going to come right back and run some reports and conclude our Chapter 11 video. Stay tuned.